it to the cloud bee. These things always make my hair look crazy because it's curly. It's like, where does your hair end and the background begin? But I didn't feel like picking up. So this is where we
Yeah.
are. Hi, friends.
Hey, everybody, this is Mary.
And this is Julie.
And you are listening to the High Priestess Hype Club. Hey, listen, I think we're all taking that time to reflect and to get ourselves organized, including our physical space. It's okay, Jules.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
So I'm glad we got together today because Mercury in retrograde is happening. It's coming up on us again.
Just it feels like we finished one and we're starting the next.
Yeah, I got out of that. Oh, here it comes again.
Here it comes.
Here it comes with its communication bat whack.
And I figured it had to be coming because I got like the other week, I kept getting things like I'd pay some bills, but then like they'd call me and be like, "Did you pay this?" And I'm like, "I'm looking at my bank statement." And the one place was like, "Oh, it got allotted to the wrong thing." And I was like, Mercury retrograde's probably coming. This feels like a retro shade situation.
It's true. It's true. And in Virgo, with it being in Virgo, it's going to be a lot about our systems and our organization. If you think about our lovely Virgos in our world, they like things the way they like things. They're great at organizing, but if they need to tell you something, they may not be the gentlest in the way they tell you. And they say that it's because they love you. It's like, well, I wouldn't tell you if I didn't care, you know? So with Mercury in Virgo going retrograde, that means that we may blurt things out. If we're not organized, that could come back to bite us.
Yeah.
If we're traveling, just double check every single detail because Virgo's about the details. It really is. If you're sending emails, just double check. And I think, like you said, I started feeling it really heavily last week. And then I went back and looked at my notes and I was like, oh, yeah, there was the shadow was on August 3rd. So, and what I mean by the shadow is if you start to feel like something's coming up, it's sort of like Mercury's kind of like getting ready to go back to retrograde, so you can start to see it in those things.
I just had the worst thought. I'm sorry, but it's like it's like the week before your period, like when you know it's coming and you can feel it coming, but it's not there yet, but it still sucks. Yeah, and then there it is.
There it is. Hello.
I don't know if that's a salient metaphor.
I mean, yes, you start to feel the symptoms. Yes, it's true. I mean, I thought it was good, but so it had started around August 3rd. So that's the thing. And then after, it's going to go through September 14th. So folks that are going back to school, just again, double check everything, especially mechanics. If you are driving someone to school or you're driving to school, you know, whatever, you want to make sure everything's working properly because you could have some mechanical issues. So, and it goes through September 14th. So yeah. And there's some folks will ask, well, is there a time period after that, like a post shadow period? And there is. That goes through September 30th. So really from now until the end of September, we're going to be feeling this, and just take care to know what, like where you have to be at what time, and double check that and make sure the other person knows, like this is one of those like text to confirm kind of time period.
Yes,
definitely. Yeah. Or just be ready for your day to fall apart. Like that's what I started. I was like, oh,
great.
You know, yeah, it's people are rescheduling and you're like, all right, there goes everything. And you need to be flexible with schedules and things like that too.
Yeah.
Just, you know, that's the thing. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. That's it. There's nothing you can do. Just leave yourself a little extra time and just be aware.
So we're going to have Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, and then there's like a bunch of other ones, right?
Right. So we have Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, our transformative bad boy Pluto. And then if that's not enough, on September 4th, Jupiter then goes retro shade. As you say, I like retro shade. So we have a lot of people, some people are like, oh my God, is everything going to be screwed up? No. However, it may be one of those things where you have to talk to someone so those blocks get removed, or you have to look at something that you've been avoiding. You may have to make a change around your work. It's like all those things start to come up where you reflect on what's important to me. How is this going to work for me? How is my
Yeah.
structures going to work for me? Am I really doing the things I love? Um, you know, in Jupiter, it's going to really have us focus on our money, especially because it's in Taurus. So it's all this. If you notice again, it's people are kind of withdrawing, or they're like, you feel like your social life has slowed down a little bit. That's okay. Some people just may be taking some extra time to reflect on what's important. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean you're not going to be in their lives. It's just some people may be in the space of, I need a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I
So
mean, when every planet that's not Mars is in retrograde.
that's it. Like when each planet goes direct, think about it like it's like a rocket that's ready to go, like we're sending them
Hmm.
off. And I think
Hmm.
that's when we'll notice things will start to really move in our lives. It'll feel like, a rocket shot forward.
Yeah.
Um, so, for example, like Venus is going to be coming out of retrograde on September 3rd, but she's still going to be in the shadow. Um,
Right.
but that, like, all of a sudden it's going to be like, shoo, if I haven't been able to
Hmm.
connect with someone I want to date, or I can't seem to get my like brand going, that's all going to shoot forward. So it's like I said, rocket, we're calling you ready to go.
Yeah.
That's the fun thing about it. If you really do take this time to reflect on these aspects. So I'm going to go through and talk about each planet just so people can connect like what areas of
Ooh,
their
yeah.
life. So, yeah.
Yes.
So Mercury is all about communications, travel, and commerce and mechanics. That's why it's really important to check your car if you're traveling, to check your email, make sure your emails are going to the right place, things like that. Okay. And then we have Venus, which she's all about love and beauty, the finer things in life, clothing, textures, art, um, wine, great food, all those kind of things. And really
Hmm.
like just how you pamper yourself and others. So that may be a place that we're looking at self-care time right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Of course, it can be the great love thing, but it also could be love for yourself, especially with it being retrograde.
Yes.
Saturn is our boundaries and restrictions. It can be us working through our karma. It can be really kind of that father figure that's sort of hanging over us, like, hey, I'm kind of judging you to do the right thing. So they have structure and boundaries. So
Hmm.
where are those places in your life that you need to create those? I had a client come to me the other day, and she said to me, um, I'm having this person at work kind of, give me a hard time. And we talked about boundaries, and it was,
Yeah.
you know, okay, that's like what I need to work on. Like I need to set them.
Yeah.
So that could be a situation where that's coming up in your life. Uranus, Uranus is all about the
Woo.
rebellion and the like my freedom and my invention and my creativity. And Uranus is, as much as Saturn tries to keep the boundaries and the structure, Uranus wants to break it.
Yeah.
So again, it's like, where in your life is it stagnant? Where do you need to break some of those foundations? Is how you're doing things in
Yeah.
your life, like helping. Here's an example. Like I know every once in a while I'll look at the way I'm doing readings and look at my tarot spreads that I'm doing, and I may switch
Yeah.
it up. So it's not necessarily I change a job, but I may do it differently.
Hmm.
So that's what I
Yep.
mean by that freedom. You have Neptune, which is I addict or artist. That's what it is.
Oh,
So Neptune is addict or artist. So you can either go
interesting.
into a space where it's self-destructive, or self-sabotage, or you could go to the place where your freedom and your creativity and you reach the etheric through those art practices. So this is going to have you look at where you need to change addiction to artistry.
Ooh, the latter, please. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Because if you do, it's like you have the mastery over it now. It's like, I don't, that thing isn't chaining me down. I have the freedom now. So
Oh, I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah. So that's again, it's reflection. And then good old Pluto, who I call the bad boy, Pluto's like, when you fall in love with a bad boy, or, a bad girl, if you want to say, or a bad human being, but
Right.
not bad, like, they're terrible human beings. I mean, more like they're just kind of intriguing, you know? Um,
The fun kind of
the,
bad.
the fun kind of bad. Yes. Yes. Um, so Pluto's like, what's under there? Hey, what's under the,
Hmm.
what are you hiding? What's like that stuff that you think is taboo? What do you think, about your secrets? Like, how is
Yeah.
made keeping a secret not maybe helping you, or maybe keeping a secret is helping you move forward. So it's like all that, what do I have buried? And it might float up in front of you. So if you're having experiences right now, everyone that you're saying, oh, I wasn't expecting to look at this
Yeah.
right now, or something's like triggering me or activating me, well, that's Pluto tapping you on the shoulder.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of different aspects, right, in your life.
Yeah.
It'll rise to the top of where you really need to focus. It'll just kind of come up in front of your eyes. So, if you don't want to reflect, folks, I'm going to tell you, it might be harder to get through this time than if you do. So
Journaling for the win.
yes, me too. Me too. So yeah, so Mercury's sort of setting us in a spin, but I think sometimes it's good that we slow down. I know
Yeah.
from lately, I am on full speed for too many hours in the day.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and I think Mercury's like, nope, nope, no, we're gonna have you. Here's a delay. Nope, you're gonna have to wait. Nope, take a minute. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's something to, for another example, like I had a doctor's appointment, she was 20 minutes late. She's never usually 20 minutes late, but it was just like the communication got messed up and all that. Yeah, so it's stuff like that we just have to be like, I can't do anything about this, so I'm gonna namaste my way through it.
There you go.
Yeah, so but we have some really great shows coming up, Jules. We were talking today about them. We're going to talk about Brittany's chart and Sam. We're going to talk about the great Queen Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we have we have our podcast, Ariana Grande and Sofia Vergara, all talking about the beginning of what happened at the beginning of Venus retrograde. And I think we've seen other couples split up through that too, unfortunately. But yeah, no, we have some really awesome shows coming up.
Some Venus versus Juno coming up.
Ooh, yes, love and dating versus marriage and love like that.
And rising signs, I think we said we're going to talk about.
It's fabulous. So yeah, tune in, guys. Tune in. We would love to hear your thoughts and what you'd like to hear on the podcast. I mean, let us know. Jules, how can people get in touch with us?
You guys, you can email us at highpriestesshypeclub@gmail.com. You can click on the link in the description box and leave us a voicemail. I would absolutely love those. You can also find us Instagram and TikTok and Mary's website, and you can always find all our links on our link tree. So it's our link tree /HPHC.
Right. Because we are the High Priestess Hype Club.
Oh, I love it. We did a little dance.
I love it.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at High Priestess Hype Club. Find us on Patreon and join our waiting list because we're going to drop some amazing things on there in the coming weeks. Please take a moment to rate, like, and subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. We'll be back every Thursday to hype you up. Email us at highpriestesshypeclub@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail by clicking the link in the show description. We're so excited to hear from you. See you next week.